Hi friends, it's your pal Scott Garibay, and today we are going to talk about Daggerheart and the state of Daggerheart at the FLGS compared to Dungeons & Dragons. So I absolutely love Dungeons & Dragons, and I have dedicated a very significant portion of my life to discussing dragons. I now have over 11,000 videos on my Dungeons & Dragons commentary channel. Frankly, I think more than anybody in the world. I think I've discussed Dungeons & Dragons deeper and broader than anyone in the world. And I know this because I've challenged you to send me anybody who's done more, and ain't nobody putting up any links. I am king content when it comes to D&D. All right, but let's talk about Daggerheart. So where are we with Daggerheart? So today I went to my FLGS. My FLGS is an FLGS and an FLCS, and I went there to get my comics. It's Wednesday. Went to get my new comics. I dropped $28 on brand new comics today, about 6 different books, right? 5, 6 books, somewhere in there. By the way, all number ones. That's how I buy comics these days. And then I went over, and there's the wall, right? Oh, here's the hot new freshness, right? And then there's the TTRPG section, which is a tiny section, 1/10 the size of the comic book section, 1/10 the size of the Warhammer section, 1/8 the size of the board game section. You understand that, right? So TTRPGs are just a tiny little section in this shop, right? But these guys know what they're doing. They order new stuff. They have very deep cut material on their shelves, and Daggerheart is nowhere to be seen, right? But you know what you can get there? Or actually, you know what they were advertising you would be able to get there? Eberron, Forge of the Artificer. Right? Now that is a D&D book coming out, I think, after Dungeon Delve. That comes out after Dungeon Delve, okay? Right? And correct me if I'm wrong there. I'm pretty sure I'm right there. All right. And they had a printed black and white paper sign tacked up into Daggerheart was nowhere in the shop. And this is the shop where I told them, hey, you need to get this, right? Because people are going to come in and they're going to ask for it. They know what it is and still cannot get it because Daggerheart is not real on the shelves. So I wake up every day and I take my physical Daggerheart book and I rub it on my face. Oh, you're excited about Daggerheart? You can go kick rocks. Sit on your hands. Who cares? You cannot get it. You cannot get it. So Daggerheart is real for precious influencers who got shipped the entire game and a scented candle, right, by Travis Willingham. But for you, a regular muggle, not part of the corrupt elite, right, you can suck it. You get nothing. You get nothing, right? And that sucks. So right now, Daggerheart is real for a few super special people like me, right? And then it's just a pile of aching FOMO for literally tens, hundreds of thousands. At this point, with Daggerheart being talked about everywhere, I would say 3 million critters are tearing their hair out because they cannot get what Critical Role has won every vibe contest with. Do you understand that? Right? And so, and this is the kicker, right? But Dungeons & Dragons, right? That shop is like, hey, Hasbro said that this book will be on the shelves on August 5th. And you know what's going to happen? It's going to be on the shelves on August 5th. Reality. Concrete, hard reality. Pick it up, rub it on your face, right? It's real, right? Not a pile of aching, sanguine FOMO, which is what Daggerheart is right now. Yes, it won the Vibe Award, but it doesn't even know how to spell Volume Award, right? And this is the point, right? You can talk all the crap you want about D&D, but it delivers, right? You could put up a sign and saying, Hasbro said this book will be on the shelves on August 5th. You know what that means? It will be on the shelf on August 5th. It will be on the shelf on August 5th. For real. Not a pile of vaporous FOMO. It will be real, right? And that FLGS is like, we back Dungeons & Dragons because it's real. It's not just a pile of FOMO for most people. And a reality for a few special influencers. These guys know how to print in volume, right? Which Travis Willingham has not figured out. He's a good man, and he is CEO, and I think he's trying to execute as CEO. He is just failing to execute as CEO, right? Doesn't mean he can't, right? And I'm trying to I'm trying to like, hey, I get it. That's his job. But the reality is I know he doesn't know how to do that job, right? That's okay. Tons of CEOs don't know how to do the job, right? Just get somebody in there who does and have them be your worm tongue, right? Whisper into your ear the things that actually work, right? And this is very needed. So the reality is, like Eberron, Forge of the Artificer is real. Daggerheart is not real. It's just a pile of aching, sanguine FOMO for the vast majority of people. It is not real yet, right? And it has absolutely won the vibe contest, but when you beat Dungeons and Dragons is when you can spell volume contest, which right now Travis Willingham cannot. Every single word you just heard is my humble opinion. The important part is when I get to hear your humble opinion, when you get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider liking, subscribing, and have a fetch millennium.